Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wellness Week Live. Hey, don't forget, like, subscribe. Hey, in I guess the spirit of Halloween, it's Halloween season coming up here. If you're watching the show, I want to do a show about death, and I'm not talking about that in a funny way, but Halloween and the celebration of Halloween actually goes back to All Souls Day, which was a time to mourn and show respect for the ones that we love who have passed. So I thought, you know what? Let's talk about death because whether we like it or not, death is part of life. It's the same coin, opposite end. Don't forget, I'm not a healthcare professional in any shape, form, fashion, or way. Always check with your healthcare professionals. I'm just DJ Anthony. How you doing? Okay, so let's talk about death because it happens. Well, it's gonna happen to all of us, but I've been kicking this cold's ass. I'm done with it. But anyways, um, but I want to talk about the loss of a loved one, and how to get through that. Um, and all of us have lost somebody that we love, especially if you're an adult. And unfortunately for me, I guess I am I've been to, give or take, about 30 funerals in my life. That's a lot. And so I kind of have some expertise, if you will, about death and dying. And I've been to funerals of, people who are 93 years old and you expected it. And I've been to funerals where, you know, uh, children, the little casket. So and everything in between. So, accidents, murders, disease, suicide. I mean, I've seen it all. And um, you get through it, or you can get through it. And I don't mean to be making this sound like, I guess, flip it or something. It's not get through it like, I get it out of the way. Not like that. But how can you process it? That's what I mean by getting through it. So let's talk about that. Okay. So first off, and this is just my experience, um, not all deaths are the same. Yes, you die, and death is always sad no matter what. I don't care if you're 1 years old or you're 101 years old. It's always hard, no doubt. Okay. And I've been through that whole gamut. But honestly, uh, burying my 93-year-old grandmother and burying my 20-year-old son, yeah, big difference. Sorry, it just is. So I almost kind of like when I hear people say, "Oh my God, we lost my great grandmother at 101, or she died at 87." I'm like, okay, it's sad, but try burying your kid. Like, yeah, there's levels. I'm sorry, and it's not to piss on or poo-poo or make a pissing match out of this, but sorry, there's levels. There's pain, and then there's pain. And I've been to the funerals of people who've been murdered. You know, children who've been murdered. I've been to those funerals. Young people. I've been to those funerals, and I've seen the devastation. And I've been to funerals of my friend who died of leukemia at 13, 14. You know, my friend Vinny, and may he rest in peace. And it's different than me burying my nonna, my grandmother, at 93. And by the way, I cried like a baby when my grandmother died. She co-raised me, and we should cry no matter how old or young you are, no matter what the circumstances are. I'm not saying don't cry and don't mourn, but there's different levels. So I kind of am an quasi expert at this stuff, and I want to share how did I get through those moments in those dark seasons of my life. And so I have the list right here. And number one, I would say, you have to cry. You have to mourn. You can't also act like it didn't happen. Like no matter what, who it is, what it is, like you have to have that moment where you cry, where you're devastated, embrace the suck, so to speak. Don't act like it didn't happen. This is devastating. Again, whether it's great grandmother or a child, or abrupt, or you saw it coming. But I think for me, I think that, my opinion, you can't mourn forever. And by the way, I don't judge if you crawl into a ball and become an alcoholic and never leave your house, and you throw your life away, so to speak. I don't judge. That's you. I've been on that line. I get it. And you have every right to throw your own life away if you want to. No judgment, you know. But your loved one doesn't want that. Your loved one wants you to get the fuck up eventually after, 2 or 3 days of mourning. Get up and slowly start your life slowly again. Never forget them. But we are not to die. because of the loss of our loved one. That's not what they want. My Aunt Lucy, who passed away of COVID, doesn't want me to crawl up in there. She was a dear, dear aunt to me. I loved her. She's a big part of my young adult life. She doesn't want me to crawl up and die. My son doesn't want me to crawl up and die. My grandmother doesn't want me to crawl up and die. My friend Vinny doesn't want me to crawl up and die. They want me to stand, love, rejoice, be better, stronger, more empathetic, more sympathetic, and I have to honor them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think when you want to drown your sorrows in beer and alcohol and drugs and crawl beneath your bed for 8 months, 2 years, 10 years, and you're destroyed forever and ever, that's a slap in your loved one's face. That's not what they want for you. And it's a little bit kind of, in my opinion, all due respect, because I've been there, man. I've been in the darkest of dark. It's kind of selfish, if you're like, that's it, I'm throwing my life away too. Who wants that for you? Your loved one who passed doesn't want that for you. Your friends and family don't want that for you. You want that for you. Well, that's selfish. Now everyone's got to take care of you, or the state's got to take care of you. So here's what you can do. And again, I get it. And I don't blame you if you do throw your life away. Much respect. I don't blame you. But no, your loved one who passed doesn't want that. Come on, you know that. So how to get through this? You're gonna cry. It's gonna suck. You're gonna embrace the suck, so to speak, over a day or 2 or 3 or 4 a week, whatever. But after about a week, it's not about feeling. I don't feel like I want to go back to work. I don't feel like I want to go back to the gym. I don't feel like I want to go out. It's not about feeling. You're gonna do. You're just gonna shut the fuck up and do. You're gonna go back to work, and you're gonna cry on your lunch break, and you're gonna go out with your friends, and you're gonna be quiet. You're gonna go. Eventually, months, years, whatever, but you're gonna start that ball slowly rolling, and you're gonna become better, stronger, wiser, more empathetic, more sympathetic. You're going to become happier, because that's what my son wants from me. That's what my Aunt Lucy wants from me. That's what my friend Vincent wants from me. That's what my friend John wants from me. That's what my cousin wants from me. That's what my friend Andy wants from me. I've thrown dirt on friends' coffins. I've been a pallbearer many times. So I'm not talking shit like I don't know what I'm talking. I've been there, done that. We can get into that pissing match. We'll see. I unfortunately have become an expert at this. Excuse me if you don't mind if I little green tea, no honey. But you're getting back up to live, to love, to be happier than ever before, because that's what your loved one who passed wants for you. You think your loved one wants you to crawl into the fucking corner and die and become an alcoholic, a drug addict, a loser? No. And I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm common sense, seriously. And I get it. The moment they pass, the funeral, you have to clear your schedule for a day or 2 or 3. Like, don't go to work. Don't you know what I mean? Cry, walk by yourself, be in the moment, go to church, synagogue, mosque. But initially you have to cry. Then from there, you're going to get a therapist. Don't tell me you don't got the money. How many shoes you got? How many shoes? You got money for alcohol? You're going to get a therapist. Go to betterhelp.com. They should be paying me. They're not. I use BetterHelp. I'm using it right now, actually, just for my normal life tune-up stuff. But you're going to get a therapist. You're going to talk to a priest, a rabbi, an imam, or a coach, whatever, okay? You're going to talk to somebody. You're going to talk to friends. You're going to get out, walk, join a gym. These are the things. Your body is under attack. This is a war. And you're going to win it. We're not crawling the goddamn hole. We're not dying. We're not having 2 deaths. No. Okay? Fuck death. When it's your time to go, you're going to go. And we're all supposed to die, by the way. So that's part of life, and you just hope you live to 110 and you don't have an abrupt death. But death is part of life. And it's okay, but you're not going to kill, we don't want you killing yourself. So you're going to get the therapist. You're going to get proper sleep. Now, you might sleep too much and be like, oh, dude, I'm sleeping 20 hours a day. That's no good. No more than 9. But you might be, well, I'm only going to sleep 1 hour. If you have to go to the doctor, get a prescription to fall asleep. These are all things that I have done. I didn't do prescription drugs for sleep, but I did get good sleep, when I was under the death and destruction of my, loved ones. When my son passed, it was hard. But I made sure I got proper sleep. I got my therapist. I talked to my pastor. I talked to my friends. I got out, went to the gym, went for walks, cried as I was walking. And you're never going to forget this person. This is not for you to forget them and move on. Like, it never happened. Ha ha. No, it happened. And it's sad, but you're going to get through it. You're never going to forget. I always say, I carry them in my heart and we move on together, you know? But anyway, so you're gonna get a therapist. You're gonna get proper sleep. You're gonna eat right. You cannot be, I understand you want a little treat. I'm gonna have a bonbon or a cupcake, but you really need fruits, vegetables, water, no alcohol, water, no sweet drinks, water, no sodas, water, 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 hydration. Your body is under a lot of stress. It literally needs water. You're gonna walk, you're gonna exercise, you're gonna get to the gym. Again, this is not about feeling. I don't feel like it's not about feeling. It's about doing. Do it, and you will be rewarded for it. And you're never gonna be the same. I am not the same anymore. I'm better. I'm more empathetic, more loving, more sympathetic. I have more joy in my heart because that's what my loved one wants. That's what my friends who passed want. That's what my family wants who've passed. They want me to have that joy for them. They don't want it. They're looking down at me. They're like, if this asshole crawls into a fetal position, we're gonna kick his ass. You know what I'm saying? So same for you. And again, you have to cry. You have to break. No doubt. But you have to get up, and I would say within a week, and don't act like it didn't happen, but get the ball rolling. You got to get back to work. You should volunteer. Make it more than just about you, and in some respect, I think when you got people who are like, oh my God, I've been mourning for 50 years after the death of my loved one. In all due respect, in my opinion, that's selfish because your loved one doesn't want that. You mourn and you're going to get better and you're going to rejoice in their life. That's what your loved one wants. Your loved one doesn't want you to be mourning and wearing it on your sleeve. Who wants that for you? Who wants that? That's my opinion. Now, you want to live like that? Again, I get it. I don't blame anybody for wanting to crawl up in a fetal position and waste their life away with alcohol. No judgment. Totally get that. I've been on that line, but I'm not choosing that. And I don't want you to choose that either. You don't have to, and you will not. You will do better. Promise you. The other thing I would say is you got to start connecting also with acquaintances. It's okay. Not everybody has to be your best friend, but just get out. And you also need alone time. You need time to reflect. I still have alone time, and it's been years now, and I still it's been years, it's been decades since certain family members have died and friends, and I still reflect on them not every day, but often, sometimes weekly, and sometimes it is every day, so, but you move on with them in your heart. You have to, and your life is better because they want that for you. You never forget that. And then I would say volunteer. Yeah, make your life more than just about you. I would say, it's funny, and again, it's not a pissing match, which death is worse, but some deaths, it's not a pissing match, but some deaths are worse than others. Let's be honest. I mean, losing a 2-year-old child and a 117-year-old great grandmother. Hello, it's, you know what I mean? So but I would say, yeah, I was gonna say is like my dog Rocky, who's an 8-pound, 10-pound. I don't even know how. I think he's 15 pounds. How fat is this guy? Anyways, when Rocky, my Shih Tzu dog, dies, he's 15. He's very old actually, because most dogs don't even live till 15. This dog's 15 and he can keep going. My point is, when Rocky dies, my dog, I'm going to be devastated. So I'm not saying don't cry for someone who's 117 years old. Of course you should. And it's not like, well, if you didn't lose a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old, then shut up. No, that's not fair either. But I'm just saying, like, we're to cry, but and it's not comparing a dog to a human either. But like I said, I've been there. I've been to the funerals, man. And we're to cry. There's a season for that, but we're gonna process and start moving. You know what I'm saying? Laugh. I watch funny videos and of my favorite 80s movies or whatever. Like, you need that. You need that. You need that because that's what your loved one wants for you too, who's passed. They want you to laugh, and have a break for a second from the crying and from the ruminating, like that's what I did. Watch funny videos. I got outside a lot, went out for walks and cycling and just got out alone or with friends. But you got to, again, a week of mourning, and then you need to really start to get back into things. I'm not saying that. And look, when you go back to work, right? No one's saying go back to work and be like, hey, I'm back. No, but you're going to be like, I'm here, and you're going to go. And you're going to, on your lunch break, you're going to cry and you get back to work, like that. Got to start that ball rolling. You want to get through this with them in your heart. You're going to get through it, So the other thing is, I would say maybe travel, like traveling is nice. Maybe travel by yourself, maybe travel with friends, but it doesn't have to be traveling to Europe. You could just travel in your state, go for a road trip or something. I know that's helped me out. Cry. Don't forget to cry. I mean, I've cried shit, like out of the blue years later. I cry, you know what I mean? It's okay. It's good, but get back into that life. Your loved one wants you to live, wants you to love, wants you to be happy and laugh again. You're to do that. And if you don't do that, you're slapping your loved one who passed away. You're slapping your loved one who passed away in their face. You to mourn. They want you to mourn them, but not forever. Not for 5 years. Not for 10 years. The mourning, the heavy lifting mourning, is about a week, and then you're going to weave the mourning and sadness in throughout your day and week, and it'll get better and better and better. And then you're going to start rejoicing and celebrating their life. That's what you're to do. That's what I do. And that's what I did. I don't know about meds, dude. I don't know. I mean, I didn't go on meds. Like when I lost my son, I didn't go on meds. I don't blame somebody for going on meds. Like, shit, go on meds if you have to. But I was like, I'm going to eat right, sleep right, proper hydration, go to my therapist, talk to my pastor, talk to my friends, have moments of crying, reading books, watching some funny movies. Like that was my quote unquote medicine for me. Now, if that didn't work after like a couple of weeks of doing that, then I would go on some kind of medication. But you got to be serious about, I don't want you to go on meds really, because that it cures one problem and gives you 5 new ones. You know what I mean? So don't be quick. Just, join a yoga class. They're free oftentimes, like read books that are funny, read books that help you get over things, watch YouTube. YouTube is a great tool for how to do anything and everything, like you're watching this and I'm teaching you how to get through something. So YouTube is a great tool. And there's a lot of people who've gone through what you're going through, or your family or whatever. I guess, pray. I can't really say that I prayed, and I am someone who goes to church, but I didn't pray. I didn't find that praying was going to help me, so I didn't do it, or I didn't do much of it. I'm not against it, but especially like when it's death, especially when you lose a child, it's hard to love God. So I just was like, all right, I'm gonna put that in the back burner for now. And that's okay. It's okay to hate God. I wanted to punch God in God's face when I lost my son, when I lost my Aunt Lucy, when I lost, my dear friend to leukemia. No one says, God is great, when you lose someone that you're not supposed to lose. You know what I mean? People say God's great when they get what they want. So God's a big boy, God's a big entity. Okay. He can take it if you're mad at him. Don't worry about it. I'm mad at God. Be mad. It's okay. Don't be tough on yourself. And by the way, don't be tough on people too, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to give you advice, and they're going to try this and that. Be gentle with them because they're not trained professionals. This is why you got to see a therapist. But like people in my family some people in my family said such horrible things to me. I was like, not everybody, but some people in my family like really said some fucked up shit to me, in the death of my son and even other family members. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? And it occurred to me, man, when something like this happens and devastates your family, no one's a trained professional. People lash out. People, it's like literally getting into a car accident. I mean, you can't even control your limbs. I mean, you can't control your mind. Some people can't. So I give grace to those people, and they don't know what they're doing. And then there's some people that are like, oh, let me pray for you, or you should read this book. And they're not saying anything wrong, but give them grace too, because no one's trained at this. This is why you got to see a therapist, or maybe a priest or a rabbi or an imam. Like no one's trained, to handle the death of your loved one. And they're trying, they're trying to give you bits of advice or quotes from a movie. And you're like, fuck you. And I don't want to hear this shit. I would say this: if you have a friend that has lost somebody and you want to try to help them, don't say shit. Just sit with them. Shh, be there. That's all. That's gold. Just be there. Just sit. That's it. Maybe you're going to go out for a coffee. Maybe you're going to bring them dinner or lunch. That's it. Put your arm around them, maybe hug them, but don't say a word unless they ask you for something, then you speak. But I find that just sitting next to that person, and that's everything. Just be there. That's what you can do, Don't go quoting the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah. Don't go praying unless they want that. Different story. But just be there. Plenty of time to pray and give advice and words of wisdom. But in the darkest of moments, when it just happens, they're not even listening. They're not. You're in a whirlwind. You can't even hear. You can't even see. Just sit with them. That's all. Just sit. That's it. Don't say, "Can I pray for you right now?" No. Shit. Just sit. Plenty of time to pray later on. Just be in the moment. Trust me when I tell you. I am the expert. I'm telling you. That's what you can do for someone that has lost somebody so close to them, and is just be there. Hey, I brought you some lunch, or can I drop off some food, or can I just sit with you? I promise I won't say anything. And I'm me. I fucking love talking. So shit, for me to shut my mouth and sit with somebody, So, but yeah, it's never easy, no matter what age, no matter what the circumstances are. But like I said, some circumstances are a little bit tougher than others. And what I learned is we're all going to die. This is temporary. Ain't shit to me. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to die, but I also know this is just a capsule. That's it. And that's what makes life so valuable, is it does end, and not only does nothing last forever, most things don't even last 80 years. Most things don't even last 90 years. You know what I'm saying? Most things, the average age of an American that passes away, the average life expectancy is about 80. So we'll call it 90. Most people don't even make it to that. So this is temporary. It's quick. And it's not to be sad. It's to rejoice. Wow. So don't sweat the small stuff in life, Rejoice, be in the moment. Put your cell phone down. Absorb it. Enjoy, because it might last a year. It might last 80 years, but it's a blink. And then you're going to be with your loved ones not here on earth. Me too. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, so that's how I got through the deaths of people, and I've seen a lot, and again, I'm not saying woe is me, poor me. I'm not that person. You know what I mean? But I've seen some shit, and I'm sure you watching this have seen some shit, and if you haven't, you're going to. And this is not like, well, I've seen the worst. I'm not saying that. It's not a pissing match, but I'm just sharing with you. We should cry no matter how old somebody is. We love our loved ones. We love our friends. And so I hope that helps, because we're to live on this earth and love and rejoice. And that's what our loved ones who've died, that's what our loved ones who've passed on want for us. They want you to love and be happy and live and laugh and think of them every day and carry them in your heart and move on. You put them in your heart and we move on together. Yes, not right away, but I would say the process starts a week after the death. The process starts where you start to slowly go back to work, slowly go back to the gym, slowly go back with your friends. You weave the tears and the crying in between that stuff, of course, but you get up and you move it. Don't say, I don't feel like it. It's not about feelings. You do it. You get up, you move. You start eating better, start working out. We know these things scientifically proven to help us, in everyday life, and help us through sorrow and pain and hurt. By the way, this could be loss of a job, could be a divorce. Those are types of deaths too, and we're to mourn that. But after about a week, we start to slowly start the process, because that's what our loved ones and friends want. You know that. I know that. So anyways, and to this day, it could be, depending on, like I oftentimes cry for many of the people, or think about many of the people that I've lost in my life, and I think about many of them every day or every week, or, and I've been a pallbearer. I've thrown the dirt onto coffins of loved ones. I mean, it's wow. It's I don't know, an out of body experience, not a happy one, but but it taught me, like, ashes to ashes, dusk to dusk. We're all going to go there, and you hope you live to 117, but let's be honest, but again, it's not to be sad. It's to rejoice in the relationships. And now I'm at the point where, as of this video, the ones that I've loved, the ones that I do love, because I don't say love, I still love them. They're not here physically, but I still love them. the ones that I've lost and I love, I celebrate their lives now. You know, when I hear a song or I smell a fragrance or I hear a funny line or I, see their favorite food or whatever, like brings a smile to my face. I'm like, yeah, like you see me, I see you. Like it's a peace. It's a sense of love. The devastation, the darkness is over. It's gone. Love has won, and love will win for you too. Again, it's a process, but we're not to live in this dark valley forever. We're supposed to go through the dark valley. And again, we put our loved one in our heart and we go through it together. We get out of there, not right away, but and that will happen for you. I promise you. Just do what I tell you. Get the therapist, and eat right, sleep right, exercise. If you have to go on meds with the doctor's approval, do those things. Maybe talk to a holistic doctor. But therapy is big. Therapy is important. You know what I mean? Definitely, it's a part of it. But proper sleep, proper nutrition. Nutrition can help boost your mood. Nutrition can help you build muscle and be strong. Exercise, we know, releases endorphins that are good for you and make you happy or happier. Anyways, so these are the things that help me. I know they're going to help you. I am not superhuman. Without the help of my friends and family and therapists and food and eating right and my little doggy and like it's no man, no woman's an island. And in the help of watching YouTube videos, there's so much great content out there for how to get through the loss of a loved one, books, articles. So you're not alone. By the way, you're not alone, and know that too. You don't walk through this valley of darkness alone, and you're going to go and walk through it. You're not going to stay in it. So anyways, I love you, want the best for you. I'm signing out. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share with somebody you love. And may I have one more drink of green tea, please? Thank you. This brand's okay. It's Twingings Green. I don't know. It's expensive. Anyways, thanks everybody. Check back in. Like, subscribe. Again, we're getting our asses kicked here. I need more people to like and subscribe. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm signing out. You want me to do it in Italian? Okay. Ciao. Ci vediamo. Stata corta. 3, 2, 1. Ciao.